All right, good evening. Welcome back to Pre-Calculus. We are talking about polar coordinates. Okay, as much as I do understand and sympathize with sometimes how difficult it is to see this, these problems I think actually are going to help you a lot. So I would I would definitely spend some time with these so that just learning how to plot the points in the polar coordinates is going to be helpful. So this one says, okay, we're going to go to 3 pi over 2. That's all the way around. And then we're going to go 5 steps backwards. Okay, so we're going to go to all the way around here. Okay, this is 3 pi over 2. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. And that's where we want to put this point here. Okay. And then we're going to go negative 5 pi over 6. Where the heck is that? Well, 6 pi over 6 would be all the way around, but it's 5 pi over 6 in the negative direction. So you can take this thing and rotate it around, okay, to negative 5 pi over 6. And then we're going to go 3 in that direction, okay? So we're going to say 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, double checking that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and check, but practice with doing this, and it will help you kind of get around what's going on with the polar coordinates here, and you'll see it does take a little bit of practice, just like when you were in grade school when you were very early in your math career, you had to plot points on the XY, the Cartesian coordinate axis. Like, well, how that was easy. How could I not do that? Like, well, you at one time you didn't know how to do that, and you practiced. So this is the same kind of a thing that we're going to practice. Okay, so this is problem number 2, and we'll do number 3. Okay, it's just very similar kind of a problem. Okay, we're going to plot the points whose polar coordinates are given. So we're going to go 3 and negative 2 pi over 3. So we're going to go negative. We have to go around the opposite way. So we have 1 pi over 3, and then 2 pi over 3 negative. Okay, and then we're going to go in the 1, 2, 3 direction. I think that's, there we are. Okay, so we'll check. Make sure to display your answer. It's part 1 of 2. Okay. And here we're going to go with 2 negative pi. Where the heck is negative pi? Negative pi, we're going to go backwards over here. And then we're going to go 1, 2 in the negative pi direction. Okay. Part 3 is going to go to negative pi over 4. So that's down here. Okay. And then we're going to go count backwards. So we want 1, 2. Okay. In the negative pi over 4 direction. So we're here. Actually, that's not correct. We want to go negative pi over 4, and then we're going to go, where's pi over 4? 1, 2 direction backwards. Okay, normally we go over here. We want to be down here somewhere, but we're going to go backwards. Okay. All right. And then we have negative 5 pi over 6. So again, where is 5 pi over 6? It's going to be here somewhere. That's negative 5 pi over 6. So instead of going 5 pi over 6 positive, we're going 5 pi over 6 negative. So we're here. We're going to go, there's 5 or 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. And they're not giving me a chance to really do this. So this might be an interesting experience for us. Okay. So I'd like to go halfway between here, but they're not really letting us do it. Okay. That would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. There is halves. Okay. I may have not done that. Okay. That's 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. Okay. They did let us do that, but again, we want to go negative pi over 6. We want to go backwards from that spot. Okay. So we're going to be over here. Okay. So again, I urge you to to go play with these things and go plot them. And just like when you were in, a much earlier math class and they made you plot XY coordinate systems, you're going to be doing the same thing. And this is what everybody has to go through in order to get this. Okay. So this is polar graph paper. Be careful with the pencil. I found it to be a little difficult to maneuver, but I think if you do the angle first and then try to carefully go through this, it'll work out for us. All right, like that at all. Oh, 3 -2/3. Okay, that's why. Radius I drew was incorrect. Okay, very good. See, I look at this and like, oh, okay, there it is. So we are r theta, so we are going to be at -2/3. We want to be down here somewhere. Okay, -2/3. So there's 1/3 down. So there's -1/3, and then there's -2/3. Okay, and we want to go into 1, 2, 3. That's the point I really wanted. Okay, let's erase that one. Okay, so yeah, I do sympathize with the sometimes it is a little difficult to go through and do this. I didn't like this one either. What the heck? What didn't I like about it? The radius of the circle you drew was incorrect. I see why. Look at that. It's on 2. Okay, as opposed to it's not on 2. It's on 1.5. I should put it for 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase that one there. Okay, so clearly it's going to take a little bit of practice to kind of get this thing. Double check. Wow, I really missed a lot of these. The radius, again, they didn't like the radius. Okay, is it on 2? Okay. No, it was not on 2. It should have been up here. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Okay, how about this one? They were pretty happy with this. That's good. Okay, so I think they flagged all the ones that they didn't like. So we'll go ahead and we'll recheck it. So we'll be careful about drawing these things in. Make sure we cover the radius well. But yes, it is going to take a little bit of practice in both getting the coordinate system and in maneuvering the pencil to get to the right thing that we want to deal with. Okay, and we still didn't like this one. Okay. This one, they really just didn't like it. So let's see, we're at -pi. That's this way. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, no. -pi. Oh, oh, I see why. Okay. That's not -pi. Right, dude. -pi is over here. And we're looking at 1, 2 in that direction. Okay. So we're going to be there. But we went around this way to get there. Okay. See, I think that was all the ones that I had missed poorly. All right. So this time we do get all green. It looks like we got all green flags. So I think we're good to go on. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a little bit of practice to plot these things on this thing. I was kind of hoping the pencil would be a little bit easier to use, but they make some assumptions that you want to draw a circle. It's just not a bad assumption for polar coordinates, but yeah, try to be careful when you're plotting these things. Okay, make sure that I assumed that the scale was always just going to be 1s. There's a couple of ones where it's 1 and 1.5. So be careful that you're plotting this thing out correctly. You got the right radius. Okay, so just to show you that there is some difficulty in just manipulating the tool. Okay, so good luck. Practice these. I'm sure you're going to be better with this.